What's up guys, welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to be overseeding my lawn here in the spring in Chicago. First step is to mow low. I want to mow down to about 1.5 to 2 inches in height. When I overseed, I want that seed to fall directly onto the soil. I want that good seed to soil contact. So by mowing low, I'm going to achieve just that. I'm also going to be core aerating my lawn. I'm going to be top dressing. So I want to make sure that I have that nice canopy, that low height grass canopy that it needs to do just that. Okay, I brought the grass down to about 2 inches. I set the mower height here to about 2 inches. And the height of it looks good. I'm very tempted to bring it down just a little bit more, maybe down to 1 inch. This will stress the lawn a little bit, but I'm really sure that it will bounce back. So I'm gonna go ahead and do just that. All right, so I brought it down to about 1 inch in height. You can see some of the soil exposed, and this is what you want. You want that seed to soil contact. It's gonna be perfect. It's gonna fall right directly on top of the soil. Okay, so step number 2 is to dethatch my entire lawn. Now I'm going to be using an electric dethatcher to speed up the process, but what this is doing is it's creating a narrow, small ridge in my lawn. When it comes time to overseed, that seed is going to have good contact with the soil. It's also going to help aerate the lawn so it can breathe better. It's going to break out any debris, that thatch layer that is currently sitting on top of the soil. So let's go ahead and do that. So you can see that the dethatcher created these narrow, small ridges. So when it comes time to overseed, the seed is going to fall right into place, going to have that good seed to soil contact. All right, the next step is to go ahead and pick up all those clippings that the Dethatcher created all over the lawn. I'm gonna put my mower height at 2 inches so it can go ahead and suck everything up. And I want everything bagged. All right, so the next step is to use my manual core aerator. So after mowing up all the debris from the dethatching, the next step is to do this. Now it's gonna pull up some plugs from the soil. I'm gonna pick those up afterwards, but a lot of people like to leave them so they can go back into the soil and act as nutrients. But since I have a top-dressed mix that I'm gonna apply over it, it's gonna fill in those holes. That's what I'm gonna be doing, but first, let's go ahead and start.
Boy, on a real hesitation creeping in, but you look so good and I know what you're offering. Phone's lighting up, but I'm just gonna let it ring. Yeah, my phone's lighting up, but I'm just gonna let it ring. Is it the liquor in my system? My desires not so real. Got me caught up in this rhythm. Draw me in and make me feel. Draw me in and make me feel. Draw me in and make me feel. Make me feel.
All right, so I have manually core aerated this entire lawn. I am a little tired, not gonna lie. I highly suggest that you go out and rent a core aerator machine because this was hard labor, I'll tell you that much. But as you can tell here, I got some cores in. This is exactly what you want. All right, the next step is throw down seed onto the soil. Here I got 2 bags. One is a Kentucky bluegrass mix from Night Shift, and the other is a Sun and Shade mix from Black Beauty. The reason why I'm gonna be mixing these two is because I do want my majority of my lawn to be a Kentucky bluegrass grass type, but I also want some of the perennial and Tom fescue from this bag. Now, the Kentucky bluegrass will take longer to germinate, about 2 to 3 weeks, and the Sun and Shade mix, the perennial ryegrass, the Tom fescue, will take a little bit shorter, about 7 to 14 days. I'm gonna be trying this mix out this season. Currently my grass is perennial ryegrass, tall fescue, Kentucky bluegrass. I don't know what percentage is what. I think most of it is mostly all perennial ryegrass and tall fescue, but I do want to throw down some Kentucky bluegrass. Now, Kentucky bluegrass is an elite grass, so it will spread underneath the soil with their rhizome system. So eventually it will take over the majority of my lawn, but that's the goal for me at least. Pick your seed that best fits your situation. If you're in the Midwest, if you're in Chicago, I highly recommend this mix. 80% Kentucky bluegrass, 20% perennial ryegrass or tall fescue, or tall fescue. So I'm gonna be mixing about 20 to 80%. I'm gonna put down about 6 pounds since I'm overseeding. Anywhere from 5 to 7 pounds is probably recommended for about 1,000 square feet. You could probably even go heavier than that if you have a lot of bare spots. Let's go. These are some of the bare spots that I have that I went heavy on here. All right, the next step is throw down some starter fertilizer. It's gonna really help the root system grow and get a nice jump start. All right, so the seed is down. Now I'm gonna follow up with some Tenacity, and this is gonna act like a pre-emergent for any weeds, and it's gonna sit on top of the soil. I'm doing this before I add the Topdressed mix because I really want the Tenacity to suppress any weeds that might come up from that soil that's currently sitting right now. So I wanna make sure that it gets that direct contact. But I'm gonna use very little. Please follow the recommended application rates. For your lawn, mine is about 800 square feet. So I'm just gonna be using about like 75 millimeters, very, very little amount. Let's go. Okay, the next step is to top dress my soil. The mix here I have behind me consists mainly of topsoil, peat moss, compost, and a little bit of sand. Now you don't have to use this mix, but the reason why I'm using this mix is because I do want to level out certain areas in my lawn where there are some low spots, and the sand will definitely help in this situation. But if you don't need to use this, you can go and buy some peat moss and apply a nice thin layer on top of your soil, and just to help the moisture, make sure that those seedlings have moisture so it can germinate a little bit faster. But I also want to fill in some of those plugs that I pulled out with newer nutrients, with new soil. So this is gonna help. I'm gonna do my best to not pass the 1/4 inch rule. I don't wanna suffocate my seedlings at all.
I think I need a break. Don't care how long it takes. You know I hate the way you make me feel so dark. You really broke my heart. You opened up my scars. I think I need a break. Don't care how long it takes. You know I hate the way you make me feel so dark. You really broke my heart. You opened up my scars. I think I need a
All right, the last step, or one of the last steps, is to level it all in with this lawn leveling rake that I got. Highly recommend it. Okay, cool. The last step is to roll everything in. I have this roller here. It's going to make everything much quicker, but everything else looks good, looks nice and leveled. I just want to make sure that it's nice and compact and that that seed has that nice seed to soil contact. So I'm going to go over it a few times. All right, it's complete. The renovation is done. A mini renovation where I started from mowing low to dethatching to core aerating to overseeding to leveling to rolling it. This is a mini renovation for my lawn that I did this spring. I hope you guys follow along and try this for yourself. It takes a little bit of elbowing grease, as you saw, but it's all gonna be worth it. Your grass will thank you guys. If you guys have any questions throughout of anything in the process that I did, let me know in the comments. It lets me know that that I'm actually helping someone out here in the community, here in the Midwest, especially if you have cool season grass. But it's not too late to go ahead and do this right now. So go out there, get your hands dirty, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.